Hi guys, it's Mrs. Toy. I want to do a cool sunset painting with you guys for the fall. So you can see here I have a couple different backgrounds that I already painted. I'm going to set these aside and I'm going to show you how to do that. I have the paint palette that you got in your art kit. I have the Sharpie and black oil pastel and also the paint brushes from your art kit. I chose to cut my paper in half just so I have a smaller piece for this lesson, but you can choose to use the full sheet from your box as well if you would like. And then the only thing that you don't have in your box that you'll need is a cup of water. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to grab the larger brush, the flat bristle brush, and I'm just going to use these colors, red, orange, and yellow. So these are our warm colors. So I'm going to dip my brush in the water and then dip it into the paint, and then I can start painting whatever kind of designs I want. So you can see this one I did more organic, curvy kind of shapes, and this one I did more straight lines going across like a horizon, like a real sunset. So you can choose whatever you want to do. I'm going to do kind of a combination of the two for this one, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just want to show you. So I'm just painting random kind of lines and shapes here, filling in the space with this paint. When you're using the paint, don't dump paint into the paper plate, into the palette here. You want to just dip from the cup of water into the paint palette, and that'll make the paint work. If it's not working, just add a little bit more paint to the brush. So I'll just do a little bit more here to give you an idea. And this paint will be thin since it's acting like a watercolor paint. So don't think that you'll get big chunks of paint on your paper. You want it to be kind of thin. Do a little bit more yellow here. And my colors, you can see that's a little bit more orangey than this original yellow because I didn't wash my brush all the way when I dipped it into the paint. If that's the case, you can just take a paper towel and you can dab that up and get that dirty paint off of there. You don't want to wipe because then you'll start wiping away your paint. You just want to dab it. You just want to pat it. We'll add a little bit more yellow here. There we go. So I would continue to fill up this whole page with different kind of shapes and lines of color, like I did in these two examples. And then I'm going to let it dry. So these I did earlier, so they're pretty much dry. So I'm going to do this one. It's just drier than my other one. So once you have your background painted and it's dry, now we're going to draw our tree, and you can choose to use either your Sharpie or your black oil pastel to draw that. You might want to start with a pencil first to kind of get the line here of your tree and then go over it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, which might be kind of hard for you to see right now, but I'll go over it with the dark here in a second. So I'm going to draw the trunk of the tree and then come through and add the branches. I'll add more in. But now, again, you can choose whichever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just use my oil pastel today. And what's really cool about these, it's like a really soft crayon. So it gives you this cool texture when you're coloring. And I'm going to make this flat down here so it looks like the ground. But I'm going to outline my tree first. And it is harder to get really skinny lines and little details with oil pastels just because they're a little bit thicker. So if you're wanting little details, that's when you might want to use your Sharpie. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is color this in. Come in and add some more little branches coming off to make it more full. There you go. So we have a silhouette of a tree. Something cool that you can do with oil pastels is you can also blend this in. So you might see some of the color peeking through here. If you like that, cool. That's a great look that you can go with. But you can also blend and rub these oil pastels. So you notice I grabbed a paper towel to kind of rub this together. You can use your finger if you want, but it will get dirty. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. But you can see it's kind of starting to fill in those little extra spaces. And that's it. So we have a nice silhouette of a fall tree with a really cool sunset that we painted. I hope you guys have fun making this, and I can't wait to see what you created. Be sure to share it with me on Seesaw. Bye, guys.